Frosty the snowman was a jolly happy soul.
Hello everyone, this is Frostbreath reporting and welcome back to finally, yes, at long last, DraftCrafters SMP for real. After a long break I have returned to the DC SMP server, and as you can see I have made a lot of progress on my beautiful tavern. In fact, it is almost finished, as in that only the decoration on the tables and such is missing. There's no paintings yet, there's no flowers and stuff yet. That is what I have left for this episode, and that's the stuff I'm going to collect. So yeah, here we are after a long break, and I'm so sorry for not being able to play more often than I like. Been very busy with my study and basically my UHC server. And now that I have a full week off, I have finally found some time to get back on the server and do some work. Let me quickly turn off Skype. And as of today, it is April 27th, it is 7:10 PM local time. And I just had to sleep in this world to make sure it was day. I'm currently alone, I died 2 times so far. And yes, here it is, the Shivering Snowman, 95% finished. I'll give you a quick tour, and then I'll tell what has been going on recently. A lot of things happened on the server and outside. As you may have known, TTE happened and still going on as of recording, and probably as of when this video is uploaded as well. And there's a nice fancy creeper. So here we are, the Shivering Snowman. Let me give you a quick tour. And excuse me if I'm pretty coughy, because the past few days I've been coughing a lot, and I'm really trying to make sure it doesn't happen right now. So see, that's what I mean. I got a really itchy throat. It's just really bad these days. Let me take this guy out. Bam, bow skills. Been really coughy the past few days. It appears that it's fairly common as of now this season for some reason, but we'll get to that later. This is the Shivering Snowman, the first, as far as I know, tavern on the DC SMP server, at least the first close to spawn, next to the the crafting table tower, workbench tower, whatever it's called. Let's check inside, because as you can sit outside, you can also have a seat inside near the heart or at the bar. This is where I am. We serve really cold drinks, as you would expect from a tavern with the name. I had 2 customers already, Kineko and Sid left me a small review. Good service, great taste, 5 out of 5 diamonds. So as of now, we are a 5 diamonds tavern, which is awesome. And before I actually finished the tavern, Sid left me a small gift. Let's see, where is it? A Frosty Ale, which is really sweet. A strength 2 potion, but it's a really nice ale that I'll take with me on my journey to wherever we are going to gather certain stuff. Because as you can see, there's a few decoration things missing. I'd like to add some paintings on these walls, these empty walls, and flower pots on every table, and some large flowers here. I believe they're called peonies, if that's the way you pronounce it, I'm not sure. And some flowers over here, preferably orange tulips for the Dutch color. So yeah, that's the Shivering Snowman, pretty much finished. There's the chimney from the heart. I think it looks pretty fancy. Let me know what you think of it, and I could possibly improve on things. This is a new building style, tried out, fully made out of wood. Normally I'd use lots of cobblestone and wooden poles for building style, but not this time. I tried something different and it worked out really well. I'm proud of this creation. Still need to clean up like this over here, because that's kind of ugly. but I'll fix that later outside of the camera because that's kind of boring to watch. So yeah, first off, I have been adventuring a bit outside of the camera, but I left some parts for today's exploration episode. I have gathered enough iron to make myself a full iron armor set, an iron sword, and enough resources to get a bow and a few arrows, and some other stuff like an iron pick. And I got my stuff enchanted at Lewis's base, so thank you, Lewis, for allowing, or maybe you didn't allow me to borrow your stuff at all, for using your enchanting table, because that really helped me to get a little bit more powerful. At least I'm now safe to travel with some decent gear and armor. And while on my way exploring for the first time, I found loot. Somebody died far outside the living world, the inhabited world, and I found this stuff. And as of today, which is almost a month after I found this, I still have no idea who the owner is. So if he doesn't go and pick up his stuff soon, I may just claim it for my own, except for the armor, which is pretty much broken. There's 2 bows, a power 2 bow, which I'd really like to have, I hope the owner will not return. An efficiency 2 pick, and an unbreaking 1 pick. My pick is unbreaking 1. This would be a very useful pick to have. So furnaces and pearl, shears. I could use the shears on my travels today, because I'll need wool for the paintings. So yeah, I've made a small checklist of what to gather today, in my head, that is. I didn't write down anything. Today we'll have to gather more iron for, I totally forgot what that thing is called. You know, those things the witches have in their huts, in which you can pour water. What are those things called? I totally forgot. I forgot. Anyway, you'll probably know what I mean. I'll need iron for that, because I only have 4 iron left from what I've gathered. I'm also gonna need clay for the flower pots, and I'm gonna need flowers, and preferably as many different kinds as possible. I do see some flowers over there, but those are the most common flowers, and I'd like some rarer and less common flowers, and with that I mean the flowers added in 1.7. And you can see some right over here. You see those big pink flowers? These are the guys I want to have at my tavern. I prefer to have these as well. Possibly I could would take 1 or 2 of these from the fields. I like this one as well. And blue orchids I'd like to have, and orange tulips. But for that we'll have to go to a forest. I know there's a forest in that direction, but I also have found a cave during the first time I explored, which I want to continue exploring. I found some really amazing things in there. Lots of iron, for example, and a really strange dungeon without a floor. And I hope I can find it so I can show it to you guys. I made a screenshot of it some time ago, and I shared it with the DC guys. And I now want to share with you guys. What's this? Another chest. Interesting. Somebody probably has some secret items they don't want to reveal, I mean. So yeah, that's what I have been doing at the DC server. Other than that, I haven't been very active. Only just today I have finished the tavern all in one go. That took me 1.5 hours, I believe, to completely finish it. Especially the roof was being a pain, and it was just general a lot of work because it requires a lot of wood to finish the creation. That is my first creation, but definitely not the last. You may remember from my first episode ever on this server that I also like to find a snow biome, and I want to build some kind of a snow village over there with many different snowmen, kind of make my own tribe, I guess. I have no idea what this is. It wasn't here last time, pretty sure. Anyway, the coordinates I need to go to, I took a screenshot of them, are 140, 1100. So I'll have to travel about 500 blocks, but that's okay. We'll have things to talk about on the way there. First and foremost, I'd like to talk about To the End, Season 2, which has officially been named Friends to the End, Season 2. You may have noticed that so far we have used FTTE, but to just let you know, FTTE is not the official abbreviation of To the End, it's just TTE, and for every season we change the first word of the recorded round title. And as I have been recording this, episode 5 has just been released. If you haven't watched it, go ahead. If you haven't watched it at all, I recommend you to skip a little ahead in the video. You can click the cooked beef, skip to the end of the spoiler, because I'm going to spoil my own part in this season. So yeah, click on the cooked beef to continue, because I'm gonna spoil a lot now. First of all, I'm not gonna spoil what happens after my death, because as you have seen, I have died in episode 4, and it was one of the most unfortunate deaths I've ever had. I died to gravel, as you have seen. I tried to dig up to heal up. I had 28 gold, which was more than enough to heal me 3 times, get me back to 6.5, and I have found the last few diamonds to get myself enchants. So everything was looking up. Trying to gather anvil. What am I saying? Trying to gather iron for the anvil. Wow, really bad wording today. But as I decided to dig up, it was going to be a spiral staircase, which was not a good idea because there was gravel in the way. And the gravel will kill you if you're at half a heart. And that was just so unfortunate. I was really sad and kind of, I have to admit, I was kind of pissed. Because, you know, that's just not cool. Dying such a way is not something I really like. I'd rather have a decent death by PvP. I mean, even a death in Season 1 was better. Although, that one was just one shot and I was done for by Suma. No, this is not the entrance of the cave I found. Where is it? It should be around here. Wait, I walked way past it. Where is it? I've almost arrived at the exact location of the screenshot, but I think I had to run a little further. I do remember that forest being pretty close to my cave entrance. So I'll just look over. Oh, before I forget, flowers. These are some fancy flowers. I'll take these first of all. And then we have 3 of those. That's good enough. Hi, spider. I don't want to attack you today. Take 3 of the red flowers, I suppose. 2, 3, and 3 yellow flowers. God, go away. GG, spider. I'm glad this is not UHC mode. Oh yeah, I believe this is the entrance. It was a pretty steep entrance. I made a staircase down. Yep, this is it. This is it. I found it. And so far it looks pretty like there is nobody being here. Unexplored, unseen, hidden from sight. Which is good. So let's go and gather some coal. Anyway, back to the end. So yeah, all in all, I enjoyed this season because I do enjoy recording rounds a lot. It's really awesome and lots of fun when every person you play with records and uploads their point of view. I really enjoy watching other points of view. And I hope you enjoyed watching my point of view. There's of course a lot of things I can improve on. Once again, I should be more careful in caves, because it got me killed plenty of times, or at least nearly killed. Especially when taking fall damage in episode 2, just before Wingnut died, which was an unfortunate death as well. That creeper that almost blew up behind me, I really need to check my surroundings much better. So yeah, that's probably the stuff I should improve on. And nothing really PvP wise, because I simply didn't encounter any PvP for this season. I just didn't get to do it. And when watching Incipient's and Pim's point of view, I found out they were really close to me. So they got to my stuff really quickly. So I may just have died from PvP really quickly after I submerged from the from the cave anyway. But still, it would have been nice to... oh, hi, hi, hi. Whoa, you scared me, buddy. Oh, hey, free bow, thanks. That bow. So yeah, always look around you and see what mobs are there. And now I wonder, where did I go in the first place? I believe it was in this direction. I know there's quite a few tunnels I left untouched for this episode. Yes, I thought of you guys. Am I just super sweet now? Yes, this one for example, but that's a dead end. Never mind. Let me see. Was it up here? I think so. Memories are coming back, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't record this part, so I'll have to get all this back from my bad memory. Let's check this out. Is there another zombie? Seriously? Where are you? Hello? I killed your... Ow. Wow. Killed your brother. And now I killed you. I shall await your rest of your family. There's a lot of iron I left behind here. Probably because I thought I had enough. But you can never have enough iron. Because sooner or later your armor and your weapons will break and your tools. And I need this for the pot. Is it cooking pot? Is that what is it called? I'll find out soon enough, but still, when I wonder something, I want to know the answer. That's just typical me. Interesting. What level are we on anyway? 57, really high up still. You could even hear the sheep. So yeah. Take this, and we move. Let me think. What else could I talk about today? I should really prepare this better next time. Just write down a few topics that I could talk about. Because as you may remember, I wanted to do this as my talk about stuff. So kind of a solo podcast for my own. Oh yeah, I remember this. I should go down here, down there especially. And I haven't checked that out. So down there, there's probably some really nice items. And the question is, how did I get down here? Oh, I'm so good at this. GG. I probably was out of torches, because I don't see any torches at all. How did I even get there? I didn't see it. I didn't even get there, because there's lava. The question is, where was this special dungeon? Because it was next to this ravine, literally. Let's see what happens if I go down here. Another. It could have been over there, although I should have made a bridge. I don't know. It's really stupid that I didn't make anything. I didn't light this place up. That's really weird. Maybe it's just up there anyway. Let's check out the bridge once more. And in the meanwhile, I could start my next topic, which I just thought up in my mind. That is about my study. As you may know, I'm studying to become a teacher at a primary school. And as of today, as of now, it's really going well. I have all the good marks. I got all the, they call it ECs, European credits. I'm required to have 60 European credits this year only to pass on to the next year. And for each, what do you call it, subject, for each... what do you call that in English? I don't even know. I just call it subjects. Like you have at other schools, you have maths and geography. Are those called subjects? I guess they are. Anyway, for each subject you'll get certain points after you hand in an essay, for example. Or just make a test with multiple choice answers. And it's all going well as my intern. I do an intern for 2 days a week at a primary school. Currently running an intern at, with... Oh hi, you wanna have a bow duel? We shall commence this duel. Not bad, you hide behind this thing. Oh, That's not fair. GG. Yeah, 2 days a week I run intern at a primary school. Currently I am with kids of age 9, 10, 11 at oldest. And that is just really, really awesome. That's something I thoroughly enjoy. And thankfully they enjoy my presence as well, because it would have been bad if they didn't enjoy me being there. It's just really great when kids learn new things that you have taught them. That gives me a really great feeling, and it makes me feel great that I managed to let these kids accomplish certain difficult tasks. Especially math is difficult for many children in my in the class I teach, but they're just doing so well, and I'm so proud of every one of them. And it's a really satisfying job. It's difficult and it's hard work, but it's really, really satisfying. So if you ever look for a satisfying job, go do that. Oh, gold. Already, you're really excited if you find gold, but you know, it's just regular survival without any hardcore mode. But it's still nice to find gold. Use it as a payment or something, but Sid paid me with gold when he placed an order in my tavern. What was his order again? A beef supreme or something. So I just gave him a cooked beef and a baked potato, which is my beef supreme menu. Oh man, so much iron, that's a good thing. Probably could make a new set, almost. That's a lot of spiders, or just a spider going nuts? Oh well. Maybe we should just go down here now. Just go to the bottom of the ravine, check out what's going on. Because I really want to know. Let's see what we have. Oh. Be careful though, there's so many mobs. Ah, just thought of my next subject. Coughing. No, not really. But seriously, ever since Thursday this week, I've started to cough a lot. And by a lot, like, sometimes I can just be coughing for many, many hours and my throat just gets so itchy, and coughing is just required to get rid of the itchiness. It's just really annoying, and talking is getting a disturbance, so after this episode I'm probably going to take a long break of talking, just going to shut my mouth a lot. Team games for UHC have been pretty difficult for me to play. I remember playing a Words That Follow game with some fellow friends from TTE and TeamSpeak, and at some point I just had to mute my mic because my coughing just got so bad, just so incredibly bad, and I have no idea what it is. I've had a small cold before it started to happen, but I am not sure if that's the cause. Oh, diamonds! My first diamonds ever in DC SMP. That is so cool. 3 diamonds, I don't care. That's decent enough. So yeah, this coughing, it's tiring, it's annoying, and it's just not cool at all. That's kind of obvious. I can't remember anyone who likes to cough around all day. So yeah, when I shut my mouth, I just don't cough as much. But the thing is, I'm not much of a talker. I'm a general silent person, and I'm shy around very big groups. I cannot get along with many people at the same time really well. I just tend to turn really quiet when that happens. It just makes me feel uncomfortable and awkward. So yeah, in general I'm just a really quiet person. But things like this, I can just handle just fine. Perfectly fine. So yeah, it's really strange why I'm coughing so much. I know my brother's girlfriend has it, and I'm not sure if it's contagious. But it appears, according to my father, that many people these days are coughing a lot. So all of the Netherlands is suffering from coughiness today, which is, well, it ensures me that I'm not the only one who's having problems with it. I just hope it gets better soon, because it's really annoying to do this, and it may just be annoying to watch someone recording a video who's been so coffee. And I'm sorry about that. I just can't help it. I mean, I could have waited until it's over, but it's been so long since I recorded a DC SMP episode, and I just wanted to get active on the server again. Oh, hello. What's this kind of strange place? I want to check this out. This is the weirdest lava lake I've ever seen. It goes on over there. You know what? This is just maybe diamonds hidden behind this. Nope, nothing at all. But I do think we have gathered what we're came for, which is the iron. 25 iron is enough. Oh! And all we need to gather now is clay. And I'll probably explore this cave more in depth with you guys another time. Because my goal of today, after all, was finding iron. And I succeeded. So yeah, coffiness subject is something I can strike now on my list of topics. My next topic, which I want to make a topic that will come back in like every episode, is a topic about astronomy. Astronomy news with the snowman. First things first, I'm not sure if I talked about this last episode, but I got a Barlow lens for my telescope. And you probably have no idea what a Barlow lens is, so I'll explain to you. A Barlow lens is basically a magnifying lens which allows greater magnification of things you're trying to look at with your telescope. So let's say you're trying to look at the moon, and in your telescope it already gets really big, but if you want to get details like craters and the so-called moon seas, the mares, the mare, you know what I mean, those dark gray places on the moon you can see even with a naked eye without any binoculars or telescope at all. You can just zoom in with great detail with a Barlow lens. And I just have to add them between the ocular, that's the lens you look through, and the telescope itself. And it magnifies things by twice the normal amount, which is really cool. The bad news though is that I have not been able to test it, because the weather in the Netherlands is not exactly great at times. Although I must say last week it was really good, but now that it's spring it's starting to get really difficult to look with the telescope outside at the evening, because it's starting to get dark later and later on the day. By now the sun is down by about 9 PM local time, but it will not be fully dark until what is it, like 9:30 or even 10 PM, and it will only get worse. So spring and summer are bad seasons for astronomy hobbyists. The good thing is though that sun observations are really good with a telescope this season, but you'll need a special solar filter to place on top of your telescope, otherwise the telescope may just melt on the inside, which is not something I want to happen. At least it will get really hot if the sun directly hits the inside of your telescope, because other than reflecting the light back to the ocular, it also reflects and increases the heat inside the telescope, because it just can build up to a really high temperature. And looking at the sun without any protection is just generally pretty unsafe. In fact, it's just very dangerous. You'll just get blinded. If you just look at the sun normally long enough, your eyes will start to hurt and you'll look away almost automatically. But through a telescope it can be even more dangerous, because the sun will be much larger in the field of view. I think I should use rivers for the clay, by the way. So yeah, the sun will get much larger in your point of view, which is probably even more dangerous and could get you blinded almost instantly. So that's not something you want to happen. So you should get a solar filter, which I do have, fortunately. A solar filter is basically like those eclipse glasses. You know, those little glasses with through which you can't see anything except for the sun itself. And I do have a larger version of that. It's not glasses, it's just a large spherical, almost like a mirror. If you look into it, it's like a mirror because you can see your own reflection. But the only light it allows to pass is the sun's light, because that's the only light source that's bright enough to pass through a solar filter. So that's why it's called a solar filter after all. So yeah, that's what I use in front of my telescope if I want to see the sun, and it's really cool because it also allows you to see the sunspots. And in case you didn't know, the sunspots are the places on the sun on which is a lot cooler than the rest of the sun. They're not really black, in fact. They're just darker because the rest of the sun is so bright and hot. There are cooler and less bright spots on the sun. In real, they're still probably like red or orange colored, but they're not black. And the more sunspots the sun has, the more active it is, and the more solar storms you'll see coming after the sun. You may know that the sun has its activity peaks every 11 years. It's either at its peak of activity or at the least active of its cycle. So every about 22 years, or was it 11 years? I don't even know. Bad astronomer here. So every 11 or 22 years it's really active, and currently it just passed its peak and it's starting to calm down again, so the amount of sunspots will decrease over time. Is this clay? Yeah, this is, or is this sand? I can't even see, it's too dark. Let's just try and gather it, see what I get. I have too much crap on me, man. Oh, hi. There we go. So yeah, observation of the sun, always do it with a solar filter or an eclipse glass if you don't have a telescope, of course. And if you have a binocular, just don't look at it though. Yep, this is clay. Great. Oh crap, hi. Ow. Hurt my feelings, buddy. Need to eat stuff. Oh man, this is bad. This is bad. Zombie apocalypse. Oh no. Speaking of solar observations, I've done that on my intern with the kids from my classroom, which was really amazing. They were so incredibly excited about it, and it was so amazing to do it with the kids. They'd never seen... Oh, I just threw out my flowers. They'd never seen the sun before like that, because who has a telescope in his house these days? There's a few observatory places in the Netherlands, like one fairly close to me, just barely 10 kilometers, but you don't really go there for, like, say, a day or just a regular basis. And a hobby like astronomy is a rare hobby in general. So I thought I should share such an experience with the children, because it may just well be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see the sun in all of its glory. And it was such an amazing and bright and warm day. The sun was just... There was no cloud in the sky and everything was perfectly bright up there. So the sun was really nicely visible. And there were so many sunspots to see, and it was so amazing. And the kids, they were just so excited about it. It was a really cool experience. So yeah, that's my astronomy news. And in general astronomy news, you may have heard that they found a freezing star. And now you may start to wonder, how can a star being frozen? Because stars in general are really hot because of their core fusion. As elements crash into each other at the core of the star, they emit energy, and the energy is being seen as heat and light. That's what makes a sun or a star in general so active. But freezing stars, I was like pretty surprised when I heard about it on the news. But it turns out that it's a brown dwarf, and it's a close neighbor to the sun, 7 light years away. And a brown dwarf, they don't even know what color it is exactly, but they call it a brown dwarf because it's a failed star. Normally stars need a lot of pressure, a lot of gas to start the fusion of elements, and brown dwarfs just cannot get the fusion done, and they just don't turn into light and heat emitting stars. They just are very weak. They do emit certain amounts of brightness, but just very, very, very limited. Very small amounts of light. That's why they are so hard to track down, because you just can barely see them. You can never see one with a naked eye, because they just simply are not bright enough for such a thing. So yeah, they found a brown dwarf, and in fact it's just not having enough heat emission for it to be warm, like pretty much every other star, except for a few other brown dwarfs probably. So it's in fact freezing on the surface of the star itself. The filled star, I'm not even sure you want to call it a star. So yeah, a cold and frozen star, a brown dwarf. It's in Celsius, centigrade, or whatever you want to say. Ow, that hurts my butt. Thank you. It's just really cold for a star. It's between -50 and -70 degrees centigrade, which is of course far from the absolute zero, so at least it does produce some warmth, but by far not enough to produce as much heat as a real star, which is easily about 3,000 or 4,000 degrees centigrade, like the sun, which has that temperature. So yeah, that's a strange and unique find. Just a cold and freezing star. Imagine that, guys. Imagine a cold and freezing star. If we had a brown dwarf as our host star, well, life here wouldn't simply be possible. It would be very dark and really, really cold, because the warmth from that star probably wouldn't even reach us on this distance from the sun. So yeah, that was the general astronomy news. And we have, ladies and gentlemen, arrived back at spawn. And that kind of marks the end of the episode. I hope you were able to follow all of my topics, because I talked about quite a lot today, to be honest. Hello, you want to visit my tavern? You're too dead. What the are you doing in my... Ow! It's mine. This place is mine. Another bow. Yeah, I already got so much crap. Where the hell did I get these levers from? What? Can't ever remember picking up those. Weird. Oh. Hi. Whatever. Let's take this out. I don't really need that at all. Let's fix these two bows, so they have some more uses. 78. That's good enough for me. And here we are back safe at the Shivering Snowman Tavern on the DC SMP server. So yeah, my voice really is in need of some rest now. I just feel I'm talking pretty forcefully right now, which means I need to actually use a lot of energy to get a decent talking done. So that means I'm gonna need a break now. I just hope it will be over really soon, because it's stupid and annoying. Next episode I'll probably bring you some more astronomy news, some more personal news on what's going on in my life. I do hope you enjoy it, and like last episode, please ask me some questions in the comments so I have additional things to talk about. That would be really appreciated. Tell me what you think of it. Maybe I should try another approach, possibly on episodes. I'm trying to vary a little with like adventure build, but I'm not sure how that will work out. Probably next episode will be another adventuring episode, possibly in the same cave, or finishing and decorating the Shivering Snowman, or we'll find out. Or possibly some exploration. But there will always be news from me, whether it be astronomy, personal, or Minecraft news with what has been going on. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, leave a like, ask a question, just comment in general, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for watching. This is Frostbreath, coughing out. GG, bad joke, I suck.